Welcome back to Dracon's Plays, NieR. Alright, so it's a good thing I had something to drink for that last one, because that was a heck of a thing, wasn't it? Let's enter. God, please, don't tell me we have to go back in there. I'm no good at these mind game crap. I'd rather hit something in the face and be done with it. Perhaps you should spend less time complaining and more time getting on with the mission. Yeah. I breathe air scented with death and resist the urge to laugh, for I know it will sound like the words of a madman. How long have I been in this fresh hell? My prison, is tucked away under a staircase in the long, unused catacombs of an infinite castle. Outside I hear the sounds of funeral dirge that seems without end. Light has no place here. Wind is a forgotten friend. I pray for death to come, but he forsakes me. Time passes, and eternity slips by in the single tick of a clock. Someone knocks on my prison. Hey! Someone there? I heard an unfamiliar voice say. My savior! I call at the door of my jail. Embedded thick splinters under my ragged nails, I scream for help. I laugh, I sob. Suddenly, surely this is a product of my addled mind. Surely it cannot be true. Help me, I cry. For the love of all the gods, help me. And possibly I hear the sound of a lock being torn out, falling to the floor. The door slowly creaks open. I have enough time to see a silver-haired man in a floating book before the light pours inside. My eyes, unaccustomed to the blackness, explode with pain, and I am forced to turn away. Who are you, I asked, shaking hands covering my face. How have you come to this place? I am Grimoire of Ice, and this is Dracon's. Long have we been searching for you. Now come, stand. We shall awaken from this nightmare together. The one known as Dracon's extends his massive hand and pulls me from the cell. Though my eyes are slow to adjust to freedom, my ears are as keen as ever, and they recognize the staccato sound of heavy rain. I don't know how. I've never seen that word before. Never thought I would hear the rain again, I whisper. Would that this were not such a terrible storm, said Vice. Look at your feet. I forced my eyes open and saw water pooling around my feet and lapping at my shins. There's so much of it. Yes, and more comes on each moment we delay. If we not make our escape, we shall drown in this castle. We know that you are weak, but you are our only hope to survive this place. Time, that long-forgotten friend, made itself known again. I nodded my head and swore to save my rescuers, no matter the cost. The castle catacombs were amazed, twisting upon themselves like the endless entrails of a giant. I squinted down the dim corridors and proceeded north. At the end of the corridor, I found a row of 20 gorgeous canopied beds resting atop a carpet of velvet, all of it covered in a thick layer of dust and cobwebs. Searching for the door to the next room, I came upon a shapeless mass of gray matter. It has been shoved against the side of the wall, and despite my fever, I could see the outlines of a door just beyond. When I reached out a finger and touched a piece of the mass, it turned to dust and drifts away in the wind. Realization slowly dawns, and I fall to my knees and weep. Corpses. I face a mountain of charred and crumbling corpses. I look from it to the beds and back again until the horror dawns fully upon them. Someone has piled these bodies into a tower and set them ablaze. Whether they were alive or dead, I do not know, and my sanity will not permit me to consider the proposition further. I make a sound, whether scream or laughter, I cannot be certain. Then my mind grants me merciful blackness, and I find myself opening the door and leaving that most terrible of rooms. I squint down the dim corridors and proceed east, and proceed north, and proceed. At the end of the path, I find myself in a great hall with only sounds of rain for comfort. The waterlogged red carpet squishes beneath my feet as I approach the center of the room. Once there, I behold a beautiful dining table upon which rests china and silver, the finest construction, as well as the remains of a fantastic feast. As my eyes continue to adjust, I see many chairs surrounding the table, each one holding a dinner guest. Noticing movement, I approach the chair at the table's head. But as the truth of the matter dawns upon me, I recoil in horror. The host of the feast is a corpse, as are all the invited guests. An army of foul, wriggling insects have made their home in their remains, and this is the movement I saw. This once splendid... Bleh. Let me try that one again. This once splendid feast was now nothing more than a requiem for the damned. I took a moment to steady my shaking hands, and then slowly backed away from the table, desperate to lose sight of the abomination before me. My gaze lands on the chair upon which the dead were seated. This is a mistake, for the chairs prove to be even more terrible than the feast itself. Each one is covered in a layer of spikes that run from the seat up the back and down the arms. This explains the color of the carpet beneath my feet. I can only pray that the unfortunate diners were dead when the meal began. For if not, it is a simple task to envision the agonized screams that must have sprung forth from their mouths. My mind gasped frantically at the possibility that these souls had committed some terrible crime for which this was punishment, though in truth, I suspect they committed no crime at all. There will be no tomorrow for these unfortunates. This was their last supper. I squint down the dim corridors and proceeded west. And then west again. At the end of the path, a row of heavy wooden casks lie on their sides in a dark chamber. Doubtlessly they are filled with water. My throat roars to life. I cannot remember the last time my parched throat had relief. I scramble to the first cask and frantically pull at the cork. The theft of the few cups means nothing, I tell myself. The task will be ruined by the flood regardless. Finally, the cork surrenders to my attack, and a thick red liquid bursts forth from the hole. This is no wine, it is blood still warm from the body. Whether animal or something else, I cannot say. The foul liquid soon mixes with the rising floodwaters, creating a warmth that laps against my thighs. By the gods, are the rest of these casks filled with blood as well? I lack the courage to confirm my suspicion. Disgust quickly becomes fear as I turn to flee, but my weakened legs betray me, send me toppling onto the red ocean below. The smell of death is everywhere. It threatens to consume me. I must escape this hell. Crawling on all fours like an animal, holding back screams lest any foulness enter my mouth, I lurch forward through the red waters and out of the room to freedom. I went down the dim corridors, proceed east, and then north. At the end of the path, the waters rise to my waist, exhausting me both physically and spiritually. I pray that this is the way out. Eventually, I can stand the sight of the waters no longer, so I turn my eyes upward. Imagine my surprise when I see a series of paintings hanging on the faded plaster walls. Each depicts a person in the prime of life, clad in clothing of the highest quality. The styles, however, are strange to me, leading me to believe that these people lived long, long ago. One subject wears an outfit that particularly catches my eye. It is constructed of a thin, breezy cloth, and decorated with a motif of flowers and birds, while encircling the figure's waist is a leather belt of the most perfect construction. It is a stunning costume even by modern standards. As I gaze at the portrait, I am struck by the desire to touch it with my own hands. Yet, as I extend a single finger to the painting, I am gripped by the most unpleasant feeling. Staring, oh boy, reading all this is starting to get to me. Staring closely at the image, I see it bend and warp into the shape of another finger. Something behind the painting is pointing at me! Is it another prisoner, fellow inmate trapped for eternity in this place? I cannot let it pass, so I seize the portrait with both hands and throw it into the water. The wall is hollow beneath the painting. Inside I can just make out a body. Whether or not this is a prisoner, there will be no rescue. This poor soul is long dead. Scraps of clothing lie on the floor around the bones. Only a small amount of fabric has survived, but it features the same delicate designs that were depicted in the portrait. I have been admiring a row of corpses, blocked from view by portraits of each victim at their pinnacle. Enough! Shielding my eyes, I paddle forward through the water, squint down the dim corridors, and proceed south. The water has risen to my chin and now laps greedily at my mouth and nose. Dumba! Shouts Dragons. He surely desires to say more. The rest of his insult is cut short by the rising water. Rumor of bodies, wet and tethered, floaters on the water's surface. It is already too late for him. This wasn't how it was supposed to end. It's actually a maze! Oh my god! What the hell? It's an actual maze. Alright. Okay. Alright. It's an actual maze. What the heck? Alright. Alright. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna try to just constantly go north. If I reach new dialogue, I am going to attempt... well, if I reach new dialogue, I'm going to read that. East. North. North. Eventually, I can stand this. Okay, I'm at the painting room. This is interesting. It's an actual maze, and it's all just mapped. Oh my god, this is going to be a problem. North. Alright. Center of the room. Alright, this time we're at the table again. Okay. This is very curious. Alright, I'm trying to make a mental map. Let's go west. Oh my god. Okay. So, to the north of where we start, roughly to the northern area of that zone, is the painting room. To the east... I never actually hit the... Huh. I'm gonna try going south. Unless, of course, we start, like, in the south. This is super interesting. Alright. Let's try south. South is a dead end. East. West. east, west, south, north. Oh my god, you can just drown? Oh my god. Am I actually going to need to do a thing here? I think I'm going to have to physically map this out. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to need to actually map this. That's insane. I did not think I was going to need to pull out a pen and paper and do a map of a maze that I'm only getting via the description of words. Strength capsule. Well, that's a new one. This is super interesting, though. Alright, so, we got a prison. Dead center. Alright. Let's see. Alright. Alright. Alright, so you have to go north from the prison. So you go north. Alright, and then you have the beds. Alright. Okay. From here, you can go back south, or you can go east. South leads back to where we came from, so let's go east. From here, you can go west or north, so it's an L hallway. From here, you can go in any of the 4 directions. Let's go east. Alright, so this is the dining room. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. Okay. From here, we can go west or north. So west goes back the way we came to the 4-way intersection. Let's go north. Against the hope we make it to the front door! Break it down, someone cries, so I give myself to the effort. In tandem with Dracon's and Grimoire of Ice, I slam my body against the thick, study door. The third try, it gives way, and we find ourselves sprawled in front of the castle. The storm is in retreat. The clouds above are still dark and foreboding, but to the west I can still see a thin shimmer of sunlight trying to break through. How can I thank you? I cry as tears join the rain on my cheeks. I surely would have died in there. Looking down, I suddenly notice that my dress is in tatters, and I sheepishly try to cover my exposed skin. Your dress? Asked Vice. Then you're a woman, madame. I am. I proffer the two a smile. I suppose that comes as something of surprise, seeing as how I existed only in the form of words. I can see that the one known as Dracon's disappointed that the torn dress will be given no further description, but he hides it well. With a nod and a shrug, 3 of us set forth to our awakening. But behind us, an awakening of another kind is taking place. Black smoke fills the abandoned castle, providing the countless damsels inside with their final shroud. After a moment, the castle's windows shatter with a mighty roar, and a fresh breeze blows through the halls and corridors, clearing the smoke away for good. As we watch in awe, unaccountable black shadows slowly flicker to life, crossing to and fro in front of the broken windows. The castle's dead have awakened to their new life as shades. You have anything to say about that? Hopefully there'll be no labyrinths next time. I hear you. Okay, so I started putting together a map, but then the game's like, oh, who needs a map? Oh, capsules are double strength versions. That's sweet. Another victim. Alright. Yeah, the word stuff should be right up your alley. Alright, I'm gonna finish this and then we're gonna keep going. A colony of massive sculptures was visible in the distance, their tall forms scraping against the sky. Weiss and Dracons had never seen such a sight, and their eyes widened as they tried to take it in. Hey Weiss, we keep walking, but these things don't get any closer. I don't get it. Are they really that big? As Weiss considered his answer, the sun beat down on them with renewed ferocity. Perhaps they are some kind of mirage, she said. Under this heat, a mirage or two would hardly be an unexpected sight. Dracons nodded, wiping the sweat off his brow, leaving a trail of sand in his place. He thought he'd never been so thirsty. The ancient road on which they walked was black and cracked with age. Here and there, thin wisps of grass pushed up through the rocky surface, as if defying those who had laid this material down over their home. The heat reflected off of crap. Suddenly, he dropped to his knees and slammed his head against the black surface. God damn it, he said. This is some kind of joke? Well, I'm not laughing. The complaining had begun already. Weiss tried not to roll his eyes too much. A joke, he said. No joke. This road leads to the city of art. Perhaps the path itself is simply some manner of grand artistic work. Oh, come on, that's bull and you know it. Possibly, but thinking of it in this way might make it easier for you to bear. Dracons glanced at Weiss's grinning face, cursing silently to himself, and resumed walking. As time passed, Dracon's feet grew more painful, and his throat drier than he thought possible. He tried not to look further than the next step ahead, and because the bright sunlight made him hesitant to trust his own senses. We are definitely getting closer, said Weiss in an effort to cheer his companion. Yes, this much is certain. Encouraged, Dracons lifted his gaze. Suddenly he stopped walking, choosing instead to stand in the middle of the road with his mouth and eyes wide open, and his finger pointing in the distance. Water! He cried. It's water! Water, said Weiss. Preposterous, I don't see any water. It's right there, idiot. Can't you see it? Look, the sun is reflecting off it. Without waiting for a response, Dracon sprung to life and bounded towards the sight. What in the... There was no water. There was simply nothing. Not simply. There was nothing but sand in every direction. Dracon closed his eyes and sighed as Weiss floated up behind him, chuckling softly. I believe this is known as a mirage, he said. Many a desert traveler has spoken of such things. Dracon shook his head, bewildered. Suddenly, he pointed off in the distance, his eyes wide once more. Wait, there it is! I just missed it! Look, it's right there! Dracon sprinted off again, leaving Weiss with no choice but to follow. After a few minutes of running, Dracon came to a halt. Could have sworn it was right here. Confused, he put his hands up to his eyes and rubbed them vigorously. As soon as he stopped, he noticed a blue, shimmering pool of clear water just over the next rise. With a shout, he bounded off in search of it. The chase continued for nearly an hour, until an exasperated Weiss finally floated up to Dracon and struck him in the face with his cup. You damn blithering idiot! Stop this at once! There is no water here! Dracon's face clouded. There isn't? There is not! Perhaps next time you will listen to me when I tell you as much. Weiss paused for a moment, then continued speaking in a slightly kinder tone. However, suppose this mad chase was not altogether wasted. It seems we have arrived in the city of art. Dracons looked up. Stretched out before him was a row of impossibly tall sculptures. Their journey was at an end. They're huge, cried Dracon, completely forgetting the heat and pain of the past few hours. I've never seen anything so big. Each sculpture was formed from roughly the same shape, a tall rectangle that stretched up towards the sky. But that is where the similarities ended. Most were covered with planes of glass that reflected the light in thousands of directions, while others seemed to be nothing but frames of steel. Some had tall spires on their top, while others possessed triangular caps. "What kind of city is this?" said Dracons. "Where are the people? Where are the houses?" "Perhaps this land is intended exclusively for artistic use." The debate continued as they made their way through the city. Miracles of artistry were everywhere. Great iron crates with wheels set silent upon steel rails, beautiful carved works with lights of red, amber, and green dangled over every street. And as they moved away from these massive sculptures, they found a great array of smaller ones. Some were covered in glass or brick, but many were composed of materials they had never before encountered. The sheer variety of colors and styles were staggering. Unable to find a theme or purpose to the abstract works around them, Dracons and Vice eventually fell silent. On the outskirts of the city, they discovered 3 sculptures in the shape of a human. Dracons uttered a sigh of relief as he approached them. "Finally, I was getting tired of modern art." The 3 statues were indistinguishable, except for a single word chiseled into their right arms. One read Alpha, one read Beta, and the final one read Gamma. As Dracons moved to touch the nearest statue, a bird flew from the top of one of the sculptures. Alighting on the statue's shoulder, emitted a brief, beautiful song that took the form of words. "Only one form is real, the others are false. The real form will always speak the truth." Oh good, it's one of these puzzles. "The false ones will only speak lies." With that, the bird departed, as if on cue. The 3 statues shuddered to life, acquiring color and form as they began to breathe. "Hey, look at that," said Dracons. "They're alive!" The triplets bowed low before Dracons. "Please," said Alpha, "you have to get me out of this nightmare. I am real." "Stop lying," said Beta, turned to Dracons and threw his hands in the air. "Alpha's a fake, you know it. I'm the real one." "What a load of crap," said Gamma. "Beta is a fake. Everyone knows I'm the only real one here." Their respective pleas given, the 3 statues continued their frozen state as silence once again enveloped the city. Alright, so only one is telling the truth. Now, they've given us a relatively simple puzzle in this scenario. So let's evaluate this. Alpha says he's real. Alright, so that's his entire deal. He says he's real. Beta tells Alpha is fake, and he is real. Which could technically be true. "What a load of crap," said Gamma. "Beta is fake. Everyone knows I'm the real one around here." It's probably Alpha. Because he doesn't accuse the other 2. When you consider all of these statements, only one of them could be the real thing. Dracon furrowed his brow and considered his answer. "Only one form is real, the others are false. The real form will always speak the truth, the false ones will only speak lies." It's Alpha. The real one's Alpha. The eyes of the statue shone with an eerie light. The light grew stronger and stronger until Dracons and Vice were forced to turn away. That was an easy one. Well, that was a mistake. Yeah. We best act more carefully next time. This was the worst job ever. Well, crap! At least this one is a single decision and not a maze that I actually have to map out, because if I fail it, I die. It is moderately annoying that I have to... Alright. Real? part of the problem is there's not enough information. All three could be telling the truth in this scenario. Because if we already tried Alpha, we know he's... Wait. Alpha's fake. Alpha is fake, which means Beta's statement is true. The real one's Beta. Though Dracon's voice betrayed a notable lack of confidence, he was relieved to see Vice nodding at him. If Alpha were telling the truth, began Vice in the dry tones of a lecture. Beta and Gamma will be fakes, but in that case, then Gamma's claim that Beta's a fake will be the truth, even though Gamma is a liar. Oh god, I hate it when they get into that level of logic. Therefore, that theory crumbles. Now let us presume that Gamma spoke the truth. That makes Alpha and Beta the liars. In this situation, however, Beta is calling Alpha a liar, which would leave us with two statues telling the truth. Finally, let us assume that Beta is telling the truth. If so, Alpha and Gamma's lies would make sense. Therefore, Beta must be real. As Vice finished his explanation, Alpha and Gamma crumbled soundlessly into dust, while Beta sprang to life once more. "Congratulations, villager," said Vice in a cheerful voice. "The time to awaken has arrived." "Thank you for saving me," cried the villager. He dropped to his knees and bowed his head as low as he could, before an uncomfortable Dracon pulled him to his feet. "Why did you have a dream like this?" asked Vice. "Have you been to the city before?" The villager slowly looked around at the bizarre objects and sculptures that dotted the landscape, then shook his head. I don't think so. I mean, it's impossible, right? There's no way I could have been to a place like this. But at the same time, I feel like I've seen it before." "Deja vu," muttered Dracon. "It's just like that damn mare." The vague sense of unease that struck Dracon's during the mare's dream spread once more through his mind. Okay, that was terrible. I'm positive I've seen that place before. Stop! I get enough foreboding crap from everyone else in my life. I don't need you to start too. Okay, there. Now all the villagers can wake up, right? Yeah. The mayor's assumption was correct. I have enough wordplay to last a lifetime, thank you very much. Yeah, I hear you. Let's go see the mayor. Was that actually required?
Hello.
Oh, thank you so much. Here, I have something for you. The one-handed sword Faith. Holy crap! I can really have this? Of course! It's apparently a weapon of some renown, but I have little use for it. Well, we appreciate it. Thank you again for everything. I very, very much appreciate that one. Ooh, it's very light. Decent damage. That one's... What does it take to upgrade Faith? We can upgrade it right now? Okay. Wait, what does it upgrade to? Stronger than our current sword. We are going to the junk heap. Bumping up Faith. Because Faith has higher damage output, I can upgrade it now. Plus, it's a faster weapon. Well, it's lighter weight. I assume that means it's faster. So, how is the village? Oh, it was truly magnificent. There are no words, really. Huh. Neat. Let's go back to Popula. She'll probably want to know more about what's going on with them. Yep. Yeah, kinda would love that place. Okay, good, we're topped up on medicinal herbs. Alright, to the junkie. Alright, so we're probably gonna... If previous experience with this route tells me anything, we're probably gonna get a healing salve. Oh, yep, sure, just make me a liar, game. Thank you. Thanks for that. Love you too, game. Faith is an easy to upgrade sword. It's also decent. That's awesome. I need a natural rubber? That's really it? Wow, this sword... I have the elaborate machine. That was the tough one. Holy crap, that is worth it. You don't sell it.
Jacob.
Alright. In between episodes, I'm gonna go get some natural rubber and... Sweet. Yeah, in between episodes, I'm gonna go and get some natural rubber. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this one up here. And I'll see all of you guys next time. Bye!